Hello, 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 hello. I'm Lynn Browder, and I have a son, Owen, who is 13 and has autism. We paint together, working on his fine motor skills. He helps me paint the backgrounds of our paintings, and then I paint the rest. So today has been a very long day. Owen woke up around midnight, 12:30, somewhere between there, and that was that. He was awake for the night, and the screaming began. It was, to say the least, not one of my favorite nights. So, it was a long night. He screamed a lot. He just can't process. I don't know how it happens, but he just can't process Saturdays. He gets so excited. I think the emotions just get the best of him. So, but he did not get to go to his grandma's today. And I keep hoping that he'll make that connection. Not that I could have driven him myself. I was beyond exhausted. But my mom would have come and got him. But I still, I just felt like he needs to put the pieces together that he can't scream and get his wishes of going places once he, has screamed and been mean, and it's just, he's 13. He's not, he's finally starting to kind of be in the, he was always small for his age, and so I don't know what the right words are to say. He's in the ballpark of his size now. Like he's, I told you I'm asleep. I can't, he's in the right, clothes range and size-wise, all of that. There's a word, but I can't think of what it is. So he's definitely gotten, forgot that I wanted to add some light to my thing, and so here we are. But he's still tiny in the grand scheme of things. Even though he's definitely more in the right range. He was always like at the 10% range. So he's definitely getting up there now. But anyways, it doesn't, that long, not complete explanation does not truly matter to the story. What the deal is he's 13, and he, I always say I'm raising an adult, because I don't want him to hit. I don't want him to scream at, in his 20s and his 30s and his 40s. I want him to be able to process it and get through those moments without any of that. And so as long as as long as he keeps doing it, I'm going to keep talking to him about his behavior and that we don't scream at people. And he even said to me that, we need to show each other kindness and grace, which is one of the things I talk to him about all the time. But it's a lot for him to deal with, a lot for him to think about. And I want to make sure that it is something that doesn't just get skipped when we're talking about behaviors, and that today was not an acceptable behavior, and that it's not something that we can just sweep under the rug and be done with it. He has to understand that we can still be excited about things, and we can do what we want if we behave and act appropriately. Hopefully that will somewhat sink in, and we can start kind of building on that. It hasn't sunk in yet, but life takes time. Something that another person might learn in 2 to 10 times could take Owen 30 to several hundred times. It just depends on how connected he is to it, how emotionally grounded he is in those moments. And I mean, the list goes on. And sometimes he reacts because he can't process something, and sometimes he reacts because he doesn't know that it's wrong. And so, like, trying to teach him behaviors as much as the fact that this isn't something we do because XYZ. So it's a lot to think about, and it's a lot for me to think about. And I kept trying to explain to him that I wasn't feeling good because I'm exhausted. I mean, he hasn't slept good again in days. And I know part of it is the fact that school is almost out, and that's a huge thing for him. But he's just got a lot on his mind. Any and all changes to him are huge. And he is now able to express that. And it's now almost, all the days are blending together, but it's almost 2 weeks. I am in chemo infusions. I was in chemo infusions, then I had my surgery, then I had my radiation, now I'm in maintenance infusions. Basically, they're the same as chemo infusions, just not the chemo part. So I'm technically cancer free. They're just doing the maintenance part of all of this. And so it's a lot. And then with that, my eating just doesn't seem to be good. Nothing seems to settle, nothing seems right. And so they had to give me potassium and something else or whatever the other day during my infusion. And so it took longer. Well, my mom went to pick up Owen, and as much as he loves doing things with my mom, I mean, that was the whole reason he was up at midnight, was he was ready to go see his grandma. As much as he loves all of these things, it throws his schedule off. And so he told me that her picking him up disappointed him. And so I disappointed him because I didn't tell him so that he would be prepared that he wasn't going to ride the bus home. And then on Friday, they didn't have a bus driver. And as much as he, again, likes me taking him to school or picking him up, he was also sad because he should have been able to ride the bus to school. And so any and every single change is difficult for him. And that is a process. And trying to teach him that every single thing in the world is full of changes is hard to even begin to explain. I mean, it's such, there's so much to that. And again, trying to get him to understand that nothing in life is it's there's just so much to it. Just so much to it. So anyways, it's a lot. And he said that I disappointed him because I took him to school on Friday. Well, again, if I didn't take him to school, I wasn't sure when the bus, if they would ever find a bus driver. They were asking parents if they would take him to school if they couldn't find the bus driver. And so I didn't know how long, if at all, that they would be able to find, or how much school he would miss. And he doesn't like to miss school, so okay, I disappointed him, but I also took him to school, which in the long run I know he liked. So it's a lot to process. So anyways, he was disappointed because of the Tuesday a few weeks ago, and then yesterday because of the bus. So there you go. Okay, I think I am done with everything. I say that and then I come in here and I keep doing stuff. But I think I'm done. I'm tired too. So, over Owen. So I pray and I pray and I pray that he sleeps tonight. L and B. There we go. Thank you, thank you. Have a great rest of your day. Toodles, toodles.